Hey there, Ghost. This is Will with another Ghost Recon Wildlands video, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to effectively play a sniper in Ghost Recon Wildlands. There's 5 essential steps you have to take. Step 1, I already covered in another video, which I will link to in the description, and that is you need to range out your rifles. And that other video teaches you exactly what you need to do, makes it super easy, and you can do it pretty much right from the start of the game. So as soon as you get your first sniper rifle, you'll be ready to go out to the ranging area that I use to range out your rifles with your scopes. This is especially important early in game because you don't have all the equipment that you might rely on, like a rangefinder if your preferred sniper rifle uses it, or a long barrel. So you'll be ranging pretty regularly as you swap out equipment, get new scopes and stuff, unless you're like me and you just instantly jump off towards, like, you start a new game and you go get the T5XI and get whatever rifle you want because you know where they are and you know how to get them. You don't have to do that. You can actually, even with the starter sniper rifle, play very effectively. The only differences are, scopes are going to be more challenging. Like the T5XI is pretty much the standard sniper scope in this game for anybody, except for some cases with other rifles, which I'll talk about a little later. But go out, range out your rifles to about 500, 550 meters. You don't need to range out past that. Ghost Recon Wildlands typically only renders enemies out to 600 meters, and very few times are going to have practical shots that you can take out at that range. You can do it for fun in co-op with having a buddy hold your target, things like that. But we're talking about playing the game here, and playing through the story and the missions, and playing through tier mode, and what you need to know to do that. Now, step 1.5 is picking a rifle. Once you get a collection, you'll have some favorites. I like the Desert Tech HDI BDC, which is what I've got on my back right now. I also utilize the Mark 14 with the G28 scope, which I'll include a link to that video about why I use that in the description as well. I have the HDI for anti-material. I have the Mark 14 for just anti-personnel, and it's just a great versatile DMR, a designated marksman rifle. Now, step 2, scout your location, and this includes finding a perch. I already have. We are outside Santa Maria here, up on a cliff, and I got up here by flying a helicopter from Itaqua Echo right here, so it's just hop, skip, and jumping away. And there's a lot of spots you might think were good. Initially when I was scouting this location, I thought maybe over there, or even like over there maybe. But really, you have to think about what you can see. Right here is a great spot. You get great visibility on your target location, and that's what you want to look for. You don't have to just fly to each spot and look from your perspective. Use your drone to fly around. I initially came up over here and saw that was not that great of a shot. I have a couple bad guys visible, but it's still not ideal. So I took my drone, flew over here because I saw this was another viable location. Looked down and saw, wow, I've got a pretty good view. Look at that. So, scout your location. And another important thing to keep in mind when you're scouting your locations is to make sure you're at least 130 meters away from any enemy. Now, you're not going to be able to do every mission and every location this way. Sometimes you've got to get up close and personal. And then, that's where you got to make some different choices. Are you going to play more of a marksman role in those types of missions, or even just go more traditional assault rifle lead? So, the reason I say 130 meters is because that's approximately the detection range for an unsuppressed sniper rifle. They all sit within, 2-3 meters of 130 meters. So, you want to fire unsuppressed as much as possible, because number one, if you don't have advanced suppressors, you get more damage. That's really not as critical anti-personnel wise, because if you're undetected, they're going to go down in one hit regardless of the rifle you choose. But bullet travel time is longer with the suppressor. It doesn't affect bullet drop, it just affects travel time. So keep that in mind. Now, step 3 is to spot everybody. You want to use your drone, you want to use your binoculars, whatever you have available. I managed to get everybody marked pretty easily, but sometimes you won't. If there was, for instance, someone in here or behind that building and I didn't have enough range on my drone to get behind it to peek, use your rebel spotting skills. You can use this multiple times. Be patient. Get the entire area marked that you're at and you're targeting, because you don't want to be surprised by someone wondering where they are, which leads into step 4, watch the enemy patrols. We know we've got this guy here, and I've actually watched the patrols quite a bit for this spot, trying to prepare this video. I know this guy will walk back at some point. I know another guy will walk up, and there will be 2 up here at one time. See, here goes another guy walking up there. These guys will walk around. This guy will walk around. Yeah, so there will be a guy that will end up right over here. So watch the patrols, get familiar with where people are going in your engagement zone, and just make sure that you've planned your shots. And that leads into step 5, taking your time with your shots and utilizing sync shot. Sync shot is one of the greatest tools you have available to you as a sniper, because you don't have to be a one-man sniper. You can be a team with AI teammates and use them, unless you're trying to do a playthrough without using them. I actually have one of those going through right now that I'm just messing around with. But use your sync shot. Like right now, I might plan on doing this, marking those 2, and then this guy. Okay. I've got my shots planned now. Oh, help if I switch to the right rifle. Now see, he's walking up, and he's walking up. Okay, he's stopped, but he's walking up, so maybe I don't want to take this shot. I want to wait for the ideal time. Let your AI teammates take the harder shots, the ones that are obscured, too. And always use all of your sync shots, as many as reasonable for your area. And I don't even have to do it this way. I could just say, no, we don't want to do that. I want to go ahead and just take these 2 and take it slow. And that's smart. Be patient. You don't have to rush everything. You typically are not on a timer to eliminate bad guys. So just take your time. And then prepare your shot and fire. And boom. You'll notice I doubled up on my sync shot there in case I missed. There's nothing wrong with doing that. It's always good to have a cover. Now see, it's a good thing I took that shot, because this guy would have come up here and seen the bodies. Now these are walking around. This is a good time to reload. If you're not playing Ghost mode, reload often. So now I just gotta wait here for my sync shot to cool down. I'm targeting. Come on. Target him. I'm gonna target him. I'm gonna target him. Oh, now I don't want to target him because he's walking around.
Eyes on the target.
Now this is something you don't want to do if you can avoid it, and that's taking a shot of someone walking horizontally. This guy's close enough, it should be safe, so I'm gonna do it. Because it's harder to hit people walking perpendicular to you. Always shoot at targets who are coming towards you or walking away from you or standing still, especially at the longer ranges. The longer range, the harder it is to hit them when they're walking perpendicular to your direction. So take your time, plan out those shots. Also, if it's not obvious, make sure you're prone. This eliminates scope sway. That's really important.
Roger. Let me get in position. Let me get a good
Now
sight
you'll
line.
notice one thing I'm doing is I'm tagging like this guy. He's behind a building.
Roger that. Target marked. I've got the target.
I'm
I
gonna
got
tag
it.
him
Moving to
too.
position.
Just because I have a third sync shot, no reason not use it. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and aim
Ready.
for this guy
Call the
right
shot.
here. I'm gonna look at my notes here for my ranging and see. Okay, he's not there. So just try and aim for the torso. Bam!
He's dead.
Got him. So that's the basic gist of it. Now some general tips. Your rebel skills are going to be your best friend, and there's one in particular that I have absolutely learned to love, and that is diversion. Diversion is great is because you can say, oh, I want some rebels to come up over here, or something that's really awesome is if, let's say, I'm shooting over here and they detected me, okay, and they know I'm over in this direction. I'd set up a diversion over there to draw them out and get their backs towards me. That way they're out of cover and I can shoot them easily because they're focused on the rebels. Another skill that's absolutely critical is spotting. Vehicle drop-off is third, but in all actuality, you actually want to maximize vehicle drop-off first so you can get the helicopter. So my general rule of thumb is go ahead and do one spotting mission, go ahead and do one diversion mission, and then do vehicle drop-off and get vehicle drop-off maxed. Then you'll have an easier time of doing the rest of the diversion and spotting missions to max those out, because helicopter makes diversion and spotting, well, spotting of course is just, you pretty much have to have a helicopter, excuse me, to do. Diversion is those stupid, got to activate 2 radio towers or deactivate 2 radio towers within a certain time frame. It's so much easier to do with a helicopter than with the vehicles that are by the tower, and safer in many cases, even in a SAM heavy area. So keep that in mind. Mortar fire, not really that useful. Guns for hire is great if it's just all completely gone sideways and you're assaulting a base without a good sniper perch. Guns for hire is just cannon fodder, but they are effective, especially if you invest in the skills. Also, don't forget to use your AI teammates. Sometimes it's a really good idea to say, hey, hold over here. That way they don't cross in front of your field of fire. The fire command, if you're discovered and you're just ready to just rip into everybody, issue this. Issue your fire command, because they will go more aggressive than just like, oh, there's someone there, I'm going to take him out. They will actually seek out targets. So don't forget that. Now, another thing I want to talk about is your backup weapon. If you're not playing Ghost mode, you've got 2 rifles. Make use of it. I like the Mark 17 loaded with short barrel, digital scope, and laser 3-dot. Yes, I lose damage, accuracy, and range with that setup. However, they're negligible impact. Ignore the stats lie. Every target comes down, every personnel target comes down in 2 to 3 shots with the Mark 17 with this setup. You don't have to worry about it. And the recoil is way more manageable, and you can still do long range shots. Like, let's see here. I actually haven't ranged it out yet with the short barrel, but we're going to do this. You can range out your assault rifles with like the digital scope or ACOG. Now, I'm going to, let's see, there we go. We're going to do that. So, let's do that. I want to shoot for the window here. So, 289. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and shoot over here on the wall and see where it lands. Okay, that's a pretty far bullet drop. So, okay, there we go. But still usable. So halfway between 2 and 3, probably right there, will hit that window. And I'm trying to hit the tip of the window too. I'm not trying to hit center of the window. I'm trying to give a headshot essentially. So see, it still works for medium long engagements. You can do this with a short barrel. So don't hesitate to make use of them because your recoil will be so much easier. And I'm actually going to show that to you right now. Just give you an example of why I prefer a short barrel over a long barrel. So let's go ahead and
Good to go.
get up here and get over to a wall so I can show you the recoil pattern. Alright, so over here by a wall, this is my recoil pattern with my setup. That's pretty sweet right there. Now, if I go in here, change out its parts, I'm going to put on the long barrel because that's what most people would prefer to run because, hey, it's like the most damage and everything else that I want. Look at that. I mean, that's almost double. You will get more rounds on target and close to medium range with a short barrel than you will with a long barrel, and the damage difference is negligible. Now, I haven't actually tried this. Let's go ahead and switch this out with a rangefinder. And we're going to do yeah, we'll leave it at that. So that's not an uncommon setup for a DMR roll. That's a little better. You get a little better with the rangefinder, but honestly, that laser 3-dot and the short barrel are what you're going to want. Now, if you don't like this, you're welcome to play with whatever setup you like. That's the great thing is a lot of guns can be used for a variety of roles. I've used the ACR, the AUG, the let's just even look at what I've got here. Assault rifles wise, I've used the P416 is actually a pretty decent weapon. The 805 Bren I've used, the G2 I've used a lot. M4A1 is another great one. It's got a great rate of fire. This one's really not a bad rifle. Yeah, I think that's about all I've used on a regular basis. I've actually used this ACR a couple times when starting out, like if I start a new game. But yeah, so keep in mind what you've got for your backup. Make sure it's versatile. Make sure you can switch between roles with that because you won't always be able to switch back and forth between rifles, especially if you haven't reloaded or you don't have time to reload your sniper rifle. Make sure you can fill multiple roles with your assault rifle as a backup. Now, final one piece of equipment I want to talk about is the handgun. I like the 5.7. Suppressed. Always have your pistol suppressed. If you need your pistol unsuppressed, you're doing something wrong at this point. I use the 5.7 because I can get the extended mag for 30 rounds, and it works really well. The double tap on any person is going to take them down as long as you're undetected. And detection range for a pistol suppressed is around 18 meters. I haven't tested it, the 5.7, to see exactly what the detection range is suppressed, but it's going to be somewhere around that. So just keep that in mind. Detection range for an assault rifle, suppressed is 33 meters, give or take. Unsuppressed is 92. I usually run unsuppressed unless I know I'm going to be doing kind of a closer range infiltration, like some Unidad bases. I may not be able to snipe because there's just too much cover. I can't effectively take out enough people without alerting them that something is going on. So sometimes all you can do is you can just take out the sniper towers with your sniper rifle, maybe a couple guards posted outside, and then you've got to go in. And in that case, that's where I would throw on a suppressor. That's why I'm not running a compensator. I'm a Mark 17. Now, of course, I am Uh, you can't customize the Desert Tech HDI, but if your sniper rifle, that's your choice, allows you to pick uh, a compensator, uh, put it on there. I mean, there's no reason not to. You are not going to be firing it unsuppressed. At least I don't recommend it because that's what you've got this for. This is your multi-role weapon. If you're close enough to detection range, use this because within 130 meters, let's say, let me find a good spot here where I can test this. The bullet drop is going to be negligible, so you don't have to worry too much about it. So let's find. It's gonna be hard to find a spot right here. All right, so this is close enough. This is 116 meters right there. See, negligible bullet drop. It's just a hair below the crosshairs, so don't worry about it. You do not need to suppress your sniper rifle. So that is what I got for you, Ghosts. If you would like to see some more sniping tips or weapon reviews, even have me range some rifles for you, give you some ideas, and talk about scope combinations, I would be more than happy to. Gameplay videos, you tell me what you want to see. Don't forget to subscribe, upvote this video. You know, we're just starting on these videos, and I'm enjoying doing it, and I want to do more for you. So give me the ups on that, and happy hunting, Ghosts.